2TC is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a chimps game using just 2 towers. Let's try and do this with the Spirit of the Forest and the Tsar Bomba in this video. We need this spot over here for the Tsar Bomba, and I feel like getting as much early game damage as possible with the Spirit of the Forest is going to be quite handy to have, and also recovering the later portions of the track as well with our stronger vines. All we need now is 50 more, and then we can place down our monkey ace, which is something that I'm not typically a big fan of, to be honest. I don't like ace micro, but here we are doing ace micro with possibly the most micro-ish of the 3 ace paths. Sky Shredder is a close second, and Flying Fortress is not an ace micro. Let's get Exploding Pineapple for leads and Spy Plane for camos. But alongside that, we're going to get Hard Thorns so that our Spirit of the Forest can damage DDTs. Now we have 2 options when it comes to which tier 5 we should go towards first. I think Spirit of the Forest is going to be riskier to get first, but the rest of the mid game is going to be easy. Or we can get Ground Zero first before getting Spirit of the Forest, which makes the mid game easier but the later game harder. And honestly, I'd rather get Spirit of the Forest before the 60s. Rather than dropping fruit, we are now dropping actual bombs. Part of oak because we need it for the other upgrades, but also removing the regrow feature is going to be quite nice as well. You could just stick with rapid fire, but I think the more darts is very welcome as well. I don't think this jungle loves fun and games. I dislike nowadays that Jungle's Bounty no longer spawns 2 vines, but the only vine that does spawn is stronger. But at the same time, I'd rather have the 2 weaker ones than the 1 stronger one for coverage of the track. But is it even stronger though to begin with? That is the question. It's going to seem ridiculous to say this, but on round 40, that's going to be the hardest Moab of the game. Solely because of the fact that within the 50s, Moabs are not the only things that spawn. So if you get some really well placed vines on the track, they'll spawn underneath the Moabs where they are insta-killing certain balloons. And from there, they can also damage Moabs, which makes your bomb ace microing just that little bit easier within the 50s. We're going to leave Heart of Thunder for the time being because I want Spirit of the Forest as soon as possible. Okay, round 40. We're going to really need to maximize our microing of our bomb race here. Do you want to watch all of it? Of course you're going to watch all of it. It is me after all, and we are all here for the journey and not just the destination, and I suck with ace microing, to say the least. Ace micro experts, but I'll probably headbang. Oh! You know what, that's actually quite good. I didn't do too bad there if I managed to pop all of that. But then again, this is on logs. Although this combo has only been done on 3 maps. Ironically enough, it's 3 of the longest maps in the game because of the ability of Tsar Bomba. And needing to spawn that as many times as you need on the bad, but on your second last use of it, you want it to cancel out the DTs rather than them spawn from the bad. Luckily for us, if you have Spy Plane on the Monkey Ace, it does do bonus damage with all of its attacks against camo balloons, so that is a net positive for keeping balloons which have the camo status remaining on the camo status rather than taking away their camo status. Thank you, Submersion Support. Thank you, Embrittlement. Thank you, Balloon Incineration. Sorry, Signal Flare, etc. Actually, it's Ice Shards nowadays. Round 49 is coming to conclusions. Regrow Rainbows are not a thing to worry about because of the Heart of Oak. And also the thorns that spawn on the track anyway, so... Oh yes, of course, we've got ourselves our Moab over here. That's pretty cool. We'll set you on last, actually, so hopefully you... target the second Moab, there we go, and switch you back to first, so hopefully some of these vines actually make contact with the Moabs. There we go, that's the first one down and dusted, and now it is up to you and your icicle presence here. Okay, we're not so lucky on this one, but hopefully we can take it out on its retreat over here. Okay, I think we should be able to do the rest of this Hopefully not too many zebra balloons. I missed for 2 vines. Some well-placed bombs will be able to instantly kill these ceramics. Hopefully. You've still got black balloons and zebra balloons to contest with. And that's why having lots more darts is kind of handy. Rather than having 6 darts to potentially pop a black balloon or a zebra balloon, you've got 12 of them. Twice the number of chances. And here we go, here we go. Some of the vines are growing underneath these, which is pretty good because they do damage against the Moabs. Obviously, they can't grow them underneath the Moabs if there's no targets under the Moabs to, well, grow them under. Here we go, that's the first one popped. Need to kind of get our grasp on it a little bit. We're just under 10k away from the Spirit of the Forest, but we still need to keep this up. Like, Ground Zero would make our bombs significantly stronger, but it'll make us that much further away from the Spirit of the Forest, which is something which I want to avoid, if I can avoid it. Hard around 50s, yes, but easier 60s, 70s, and 80s. Spirit of the Forest is guaranteed to get you up to the 90s once you get it. That's the first Moab popped. Things are not really looking good when it comes to the clear up, though. All kind of diverting their attention away from the Moab zone over here. Yeah, this is the round in which I'm a little bit of afraid. Zebra balloons, go away. That one's a bit too late in the track, I think. No! Okay. A little bit of micro adjustment there needed. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. The second one popped, but I haven't really given any attention to this last one over here. And that could be the doom of me if I'm not placing my ace correctly over it. Okay, I think that should be good. Still these remaining balloons. Oh my... The lack of vines, Ninja Kiri, is really making this tower suck. Okay. Hopefully that does it. I just need the plane to act a little bit. There we go. Couldn't see the victims. The last one's because of the UI. I kind of want these balloons to catch up with the Moabs just so that they can get some vine damage. And no, it's not listening to vines from when it was around. No, that's not just been nerfed. It's been nuked. Although I suppose TikTok is a reincarnation of vines. Or vine. However you want to call it. The 2010s were a different time. Only one Moab for round 55, but that is absolutely no worries whatsoever. Hopefully we'll be able to get Spirit of the Forest by round 60. Before round 60. I think we've got a round coming up which has quite a lot of money involved. There's one round in particular in the 50s that grants you more money than the others do, and it's before round 59. I've forgotten which one it was, but I do remember it being quite a quantifiable round when it comes to money, and I think it is this one. Hopefully just the bomber ace will... That yellow balloon scared me. Of all of the balloons, it is the yellow balloon that scares me the most. Now, we do have grouped Moabs over here, but they are actually kind of useful because we can concentrate on these set of Moabs first with our bomber ace, while the vines over here are weakening this Moab over here. So then it will make our time dealing with those ones just a little bit easier. And also they did receive some damage from the vines anyway, so that's pretty good. I just need my bomber ace to behave, or for me to press tab at different times. That would be also greatly appreciated. Flare balloons. There we go. That's the first one down. Second one down. Just need to deal with that underlings and we should be in contention. But oh my god, that pink balloon scared me because I feel like this thing now shoots out so slowly. Not good whatsoever when you are so close to the upgrade, which is going to make your mid-game better. Oh my god, I'm trying to ace micro for Druid. That's the first you've ever heard of. The first string of words you ever heard of when you say ace micro for Druid. That's a thing. By the way, we've got Spirit of the Forest now. We can pretty much go AFK now for the next 30 rounds or so, because this by itself, along with a track this long, will mean that we can do enough damage to deal with everything. But that would be pretty boring if I just skipped to round 80 or 90 or so. Round 63, as you can tell, is a bit of a doddle. We have these wonderful vines on the track that does a lot of damage against ceramics. These are two towers that you would use to deal damage to a mass of balloons on the screen. One with their ability involving the Tsar Bomba, and the other one with its passive move of the vines or the thorns that grow on the track so that at all times it is dealing constant damage no matter what balloon it is. And with hard thorns, it means that even frozen balloons and lead balloons cannot escape the damage of the thorns themselves. In 2-tower chimps, you never go with the bottom cross path, because then the thorns that grow on the track do not damage DDTs, which is one of the key threats in any chimps run. Not just 2-tower chimps, but in any chimps run. Underestimate DDTs and you will get a game over screen. Round 76 just easy like that. What about round 78? Is this going to be any different? Was that it? Was that the ceramic wave there? What about the second ceramic wave? Surely this... If you think about it, the Spirit of the Forest with this cross path has 4 different attacks. There's the thorns that it throws out, there's the lightning that it throws out, there's the vines that it naturally grows whenever a ceramic or below is on the track, and then there's also its passive attack all across the field. So it's kind of like the Apache Prime, where that also has 4 different forms of attack. Also, can we do this without using the Ground Zero ability? And the answer is going to be a resounding yes. That's why I like the stronger vines over on the earlier portions of the track. So then it doesn't matter if they're, well, they're still kind of strong over here. They've got to come back over here anyways. And on round 82, or round 81 at the end of, we can now afford the Tsar Bomba. Somebody put a stop to this craziness! Still not one use of the ability so far. Can these 2 ZMGs get past our impenetrable defenses? That looks like a resounding no for the balloons, although this ZMG is somehow making it further. I'm willing to believe that this had a similar mechanic to the Ray of Doom, where it has a first target attack bonus. So the very first target on the screen receives bonus damage in comparison to the other targets, because the first one always pops first, and then the others pop later on the track. So your first BFB pops over here, whereas this one now pops over here. And I mean, it's like a small bonus, but it's still a noticeable difference. And for ZMGs, once again, just like with round 85, doesn't stand a chance. How much does Heart of Thunder add into all of this? Almost nothing. I'd rather have it than not have it. Because really, for the masses, you got something else which I've already mentioned quite a few times throughout the video when it comes to dealing with them. I'm sorry, but I do forget these things sometimes. And when I say sometimes, I mean all the time. Right, that's round 89 dealt with. What about round 90? Are these DDTs going to be a threat to us? A little bit of Ace Micro might be required. You saw how far those DDTs got. Not the best when it comes to DPS against Moabs, but when you can just target Moabs everywhere on the track, you are quite a good Moab damage dealer. Round 92 also goes down without any worries. What about round 93? Maybe some Ace Micro might be required here. Let's lay down some bombs over here and along the center of the track as well. Down here is some little damage, because once you go up to Tsar Bomba, its bombs that it lays down are the normal damage. Okay, so it does make a little bit of a difference when it comes to the Tsar Bomba, because I didn't do any microing on round 90, but round 93 micro, those DTs were actually easier just because I put a little bit of effort into the Ace Micro itself. One thing that I do think though is round 97 is going to be far too bulky for us to not go for it without using abilities. And just because of the number of ZMGs on the field, it feels like it does hit a cap when it comes to the amount of damage that it can do per target. Especially when it becomes the weaker thorns on the track. Still looking a little dicey here. There's a lot of them. And first a lot of those went down. What about this lot over here? Yeah, they've gone down. Good. Okay, round 95. What are we going to do against 30 DDTs? Well, we handled them quite effectively on round 93, but this is a different ball game because we got 30 of them rather than just 6. So That's not going to be a very good time for any of us. And these DDTs are quite spread out, which is bad for our ace microing here. Hopefully we can get enough damage done. Damage done. As long as these DDTs can keep being popped, this is pretty good. Pretty good so far. And we have cleared. Oh no, that's that last one. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, I was a bit worried about that particular DDT down there. But round 95, Tsar Bomba abilityless. What other combos could you do that with? Possibly Wizardlord Phoenix, but then again you just use Wizardlord Phoenix ability for round 95. Archmage as well, as I've just thought about that. So yeah, round 97 is going to be our first use of our Tsar Bomba ability. And honestly, I think another one as well, just because the fortified ZMGs are just so bulky. Yeah, they're definitely making it further along the track here, which means those ceramics going fast can be quite deadly for us. Okay, so round 97 is definitely going to be a Tsar Bomba ability use, and then we're going to spawn another one as well to make our job here just a little bit easier. Because I can guarantee that one is not going to be enough here. Okay, they're heavily damaged now. I'm quite happy with that. They've got their watermelon inside exposed. Come on now, get cracked. There we go, fully cracked into lanterns, and then into icicle Moabs, etc, etc. This is all fair game. All fair game from now on. Although round 99 scares me a little bit, because we're going to need to use our ability on that round to take care of the fortified DDTs. What, you think I can micro with the micro ace? Monkey ace? That's what I was going towards. You think I can micro that enough in order to get the maximum out of its bombs so that we can actually lay down enough damage on the fortified DDTs on that round so that we can go for that round abilityless, so we have as much usage of the ability for round 90, so for round 100? You think I'm that good at this game? This is a huge numbers game, so I'm just going to drop this ability and the rest of us can go down quite effortlessly. Hopefully we can get our ability back before anything bad happens. Yeah, because of how the damage is distributed, we'll be able to get our Tsar Bomba ability back for round 99. Okay, this is where things get a little bit tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still one DDT there. You see, the thing with this round is that you can destroy all 9 DDTs while leaving a single Moab to loom about. But obviously that requires a little bit of funky timing, which I don't know if I'm actually capable of doing, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, to point now. Okay, we've got 2 Moabs left on that round, which means we've got that little bit more time with our Tsar Bomba ability to come back. That's brilliant. So I need as much Ace Micro on this bad as I possibly can, so we can do as much damage against it with our default attacks, with our Tsar Bomba ability, because the Tsar Bomba's bombs have been given a buff in update 45, where rather than doing 10 damage per bomb, they now do 15 damage per bomb. Almost made it sound like I said 50 rather than 15. 50. Oh, me and my dyspraxia. It took me far too long to discern between the pronunciation of 3 and 3. As in like 3, as in like buy one, get one free. And then it's like 2 + 1 = 3. You gotta get your tongue out in order to actually get that word out. The English dictionary is so stupid. Another Tsar Bomba use ability there. We still need to do our Ace Micro, but you're always just outside of our range here. Hopefully our blast radius is kind of big enough to hit you in some of those spots which are further away from our our means of our Ace Micro range. Ace Micro patterns. Oh, for goodness sakes. Doesn't help having a cold as well, because it feels like at all times I have a fog in front of me. And it's very difficult to bypass that fog thinking that you're some kind of stupid moron or something along those lines. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I think... Oh my god! I didn't expect those DDTs to be... to be not intact. We've got a little bit more time with these ZMGs. That was actually brilliant timing. I did not expect that. Like, the DETs were still intact, but it was just down to ceramics, and we was able to get through all that, so that's pretty good. So now all we need is to use the Tsar Bomba ability, and we should be good to win this run. Crap. Oh, for goodness sake, ceramics really, game? Just 2 ceramics? You just had to do that to me. No matter what scenario we are in, we cannot escape from the wretched yellow balloons. There we go, finally we managed to do that ace micrine to a certain extent where it can be passable. But that's just enough damage, unless you can find a way to ace micro solo round 99 with the Tsar Bombas as bombs, then round 100 is just going to be so difficult. We've got just enough damage with both of these towers in order to do that round. It's mainly the Tsar Bomba. This did jack against the bad, honestly. It was down to the Tsar Bomba mainly, but its damage was pretty good, honestly. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments sections below. And let me know what combination you'd like to see me do next. There's no more Halloween background and no more trophy collection to go after. And what are we going to be facing tomorrow in our boss event? Who knows? Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and take care of yourselves. Please be sure to use my creator support code whenever you're in the store. That would be greatly appreciated.